Hey guys, how's it going? So I've got another workout here for you today. Going to be doing a tempo hard starts 3 by 10 minutes with fatigued intervals. Now we're going to get to being fatigued by the time we do those last intervals, 30-30s, because we're going to be having the hard start tempo intervals beforehand, and we're going to add in some zone 2 on top of that. So I put in this workout in the intervals.icu group, which I'll show you at the end how to access if you're new here, that you can start with these, doing 3 of these, and then as you progress, you can do more of them. You can go up to 5 or 6 of them for the tempo hard starts, and then you can also add more time at zone 2 before getting to the fatigued intervals. As I've wrote this, you also have 4 times of the 30-30 fatigued intervals. You can go up to maybe 6 of them, and that's going to give you quite a bit of load. So as this is written for 3 hours of a workout. If you don't have that much time, you can cut down on either the zone 2 or cut out one of the fatigued intervals. So that's how to modify it. So for me, I'm going to be doing something slightly different than that today. I am kind of going on the harder end of that side. So I'm actually going to be doing 5 of these, and then I'm going to do 2.5 hours at zone 2, and then I'll do 6 of the fatigued intervals at the end. And we'll see how I feel towards the end of this. I'm getting this started really, really late today. I did a 5-hour training ride again yesterday, which I didn't film. And then I had a lot of coaching responsibilities this morning. So I am getting on the bike super late. It's already past 2. But I made sure to do all of my activation and stretching beforehand, even though I'm running super behind where I would like to be, because it's important to get on the bike and have the body prepared. So in a future video, I'll go through how I do my activation, a shorter activation, and then when I have more time, I do a little bit more activation and stretching. So I'll walk through that in a separate video. All right, so the theory behind doing these hard starts where you're going into zone 5 for like 30 seconds and then into your zone 3 efforts is oftentimes like a breakaway situation, or if you have to respond to like an attack, you need to burst up to either catch the rider who just came past you, or you need to burst up to break away from the group that you're with. And then you need to be able to hold a sustained power for a certain amount of time. There's other variations of these that you can do, where you do like 30 seconds of the hard start and then do like a 2-3 minute of the zone 3 interval, and then do like 10 or 12 of these with very short rest in between. That training's a little bit different because you're kind of training more repeatability. I'm training for more of a sustained hold here. This is also my first zone 3, true zone 3 session of the season. So starting with like 5 of them is actually quite difficult. I probably wouldn't give this to any of my athletes to start with like 50 minutes of zone 3, but you know, I'm at a different point in my training than my athletes are, and I also have the ability of doing 3 of them and saying like, that's good, and not going and finishing the last 2 because my coach said I had to do it. So I can make that adjustment and that call, and ultimately that's where you guys should get to as being self-coached, is being able to make those calls as well, and knowing your body well enough to be like, okay, you know what, I don't need to put my body under any more stress than what I'm already putting it under today, so I can call it good and be satisfied with the work that I've done. So when doing these hard starts into tempo, you want to stay seated for the hard start, and then we're trying to stay seated for all of tempo if you can. You can get up out of the saddle if you need to change position and stuff like that, but try to stay seated. Two intervals done. The first one was complete trash. I didn't feel very good during it. and I was questioning whether or not this is a smart idea. But I kind of always say that the first interval is kind of like when you're making pancakes. The first pancake you put on the pan is a throwaway. It's always the worst one, but it's preparing the pan for all the cooking to come. And that's exactly how I felt. Come the second interval, I was very strong and was able to do it no problem. So don't fret if when you do intervals of any kind that the first one doesn't feel good. Just tell yourself, that's a throwaway and you're preparing for the work ahead. All right, all the tempo hard starts are done. Just want to point something out here. The last interval of those that I did, I was feeling really weak on the hard start. So I actually got up out of the saddle even though I told you guys don't do that. And I want to point out, don't let perfection cause extra stress, and don't let perfection get in the way of good enough. All right, so yep, I didn't do it perfect, but I got through the whole session and got good training stimulus, and that's what matters. And just remember to keep eating. Okay, so I'm gonna cut my zone 2 about 30 minutes short, guys. I've got a dinner to make, which is my job. And importantly, I don't want to compromise my sleep. Sleep is very important for recovery. But, I'm happy with the 3 hours of zone 2 total that I got in today's ride. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead to the 30-30s. And just wanted to point out one thing here. You'll see that Zwift is yelling at me to do more power. I'm quite comfortable at like an RPE of 3 right now, which is where I should be for zone 2. And if that means that I'm at less power this deep into a ride, 4.5 hours, I've probably burned 2,500 to 3,000 kilojoules. Not surprising that I'm a little fatigued at this point. That's the name of this workout, is fatigued intervals. So I think I achieved getting in a fatigued state before doing these intervals. But just want to point that out. This is why I tell you guys not to use erg, because you'd be tempted just to hold at the middle of zone 2 that Zwift gives you, which is 177 watts for me, and you would be doing too much work. You'd be putting too much stress on your body. So you need to be in tune with your body and drift downward or upward based on what your body is telling you. Okay. These 30-30s are gonna suck. Yeah, there's nothing more to say about that. Yeah, so not too bad. Felt pretty good, but doing 350 watts, pretty challenging. And then you remember that that's some people's FTP, and it just reminds you of how much further you have to go in your own training. But it's a good carrot to dangle out in front of me. You just keep working hard, Okay, guys, that's going to do it for today's ride. As always, if you have any questions about the workout, just let me know in the comments. And you can find the group by going to intervals.icu. Come on over here to groups. And if you search for the group name here, send me a request and you can join. And then on the left-hand side here, you have access to all of the different workouts I put up for riding. And I also have strength workouts now up here as well. Join in the chat. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next ride. Peace.